Israel. Wonder is it real? Rappers acting steady high, steady simple pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up, had to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in the field. That's for Israel. Wonder is it real? Took the way you saw the world, then distorted it. Now you think you wanna rock and twirl, somewhere orbited. Theories disproportionate, the truth distorted quick with a forceful grip. They force a misinfo that we absorb it quick. Took the people's signature that mean extorted it. They forging it and using good informants who informing them. There's a surplus, but they tell us there are shortages. Credit economy mortgages, dollar that's supported with empty fortresses. But what support is this? We court is ship supporting, yes, of course it is, but extortion is in accordance with an assortment list of foreign tricks we ignoring, which informant disinforming this. It looked like we were scoring tricks. Pedophilia and the government endorsing it. Yeah, eugenics is exactly what abortion is. You just vilify those and subordinate. Way to matrix engineer, that's unfortunate. Geopolitically, we in a field. That's for Israel. Wonder is it real? Rappers acting steady high, steady simple pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up just to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in the field. That's for Israel. Wonder is it real? Oh, hey, what's up, guys? Long time no see. We got 127 in D Live. Let's go. All right, let's get into the gravy. You are gonna get the foundation kind of quickly, and we're just gonna do it again. I don't know what they think this is, but obviously we're not gonna have to watch as much of those beginning scenes, and I'll just go from memory on those so we can try and minimize the damage. All right, so spoiler alert, spoilers from the jump. Here we go. Thanks for rocking with us on D Live. Gravy will not be hindered. Not as long as I'm breathing. All right. So you need to know what the characters are. The grabblers, the powers that shouldn't be, the so-called elite. They have a little Gnostic belief system, an esoteric belief system. It's a religion. And they keep these Gnostic sacred texts to themselves in secret. That's what they think makes them special boys. In these doctrines, the way that they refer to their God is Mother Father. That's what they call their God, Mother Father. And this is about transmutation, alchemy of oneself, mastering duality so that you can reach your ultimate enlightened state. That's why Baphomet is always, a tranny. So there you go. Now, their God's Mother Father. And their Trinity is, of course, Mother, Father, entity, and then the metaphysical spirit beyond that. Okay, so the characters in the Matrix, everything in the Matrix is inverted. Everything is backwards. Everything. So the good guys aren't the good guys. Everything's inverted. So we have Trinity, right? And they tell you her name. They put her name out there so you should be able to piece together the puzzle pieces. And this is how wizardry works. They have to put it right in front of you. That's why her name is Trinity. She does not represent the entirety of the Trinity or anything like that, right? She's 1/3 of it. So we have Trinity is mother and Morpheus is father. Mother, father, that's their God. And then we have the Oracle, which is the metaphysical spirit that makes up their Gnostic Trinity. Okay? Neo is the Antichrist. Okay. So now that you know the characters, I'm going to breeze through some of this that we just covered. All right, so she says, We're going to play this part right here. I'm not even showing the screen. I hope it's not the music. Okay, there we go. That's all we needed from that anyway. We got 150 in D-Law. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all are some champions. All right, so Neo, how'd you know my name? How'd you know that name? Then she says, I'm Trinity. And he says, like, the Trinity? Jesus, I thought you were a guy. Most guys do, because most people refer to God as a male figure. So that's most people that are enlightened don't understand. They don't know about mother, father, right? And that's what it's telling you right there. It introduced the characters to you right at the beginning of the movie, if you catch on. All right, now we're gonna go where he meets Morpheus. Okay, so again, Morpheus is father, right, of the mother, father, and then the oracle is the metaphysical spirit that makes up their Gnostic Trinity. This is the sales pitch of Satan. This is the sales pitch of Lucifer going to humankind, mankind, because Neo is a human and that he's a man right here. So this is the sales pitch. This is the evil sales pitch.
You have the look of a man who accepts what he sees because he is expecting to wake up. Ironically, this is not far from the truth. Do you believe in fate, Neo?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't like the idea that I'm not in control of my life.
I know exactly what you mean.
Okay, so once again, he's saying that because this is Lucifer, right? I don't like feeling like I'm not in control of my life. I know exactly what you mean because he was given an appointed path. He was given an appointed job, and all up in the hierarchy, he wasn't satisfied because he didn't feel like he could do whatever he wanted to do because he's the special boy, right? So he's explaining his frustration and how he relates on the very same wavelength, right? Even though waves aren't things and don't have lengths. So there you go. It's pretty obvious that he's saying, I know what you mean, right? That's why he rebelled, because he felt like he wasn't free. He couldn't do whatever he wanted to do. He had rules. Someone else was in control of him, and that was God.
Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't your entire life. Like a splinter in your mind. Driving.
Again, Neo's just the Antichrist.
Do you know what I'm talking about? To know what it is. The Matrix is everywhere.
The metaphysical is all around you. The metaphysical that you cannot see.
It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. What truth?
Okay.
To blind you from the truth. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
Okay, now this is talking about how God put a veil for our protection so that we can't see into the metaphysical realm. Our eyes can literally only perceive a certain spectrum within the vibrations that are all around you. This is the veil that God put there for our protection. Once again, Lucifer selling it like a bad thing. This is the wool that was pulled over your eyes. Now you can't see what's all around you that you're constantly feeling.
What truth? That you are a slave, Neo.
Okay, once again, back to the same trick that Lucifer always pulls, right? You're a slave. And you have rules, and you humans, this is Lucifer's sales pitch to humankind to make them stumble and deceive them. So that's what this is, right? So he's saying as a bad thing, right? This is the original Luciferian trick. This is what all the little grabblers think they're so special for knowing, is that Lucifer comes and gives you all the tricks, and there's this veil, but he's going to help you see beyond the veil. He's going to help pull the wool off your eyes. He's going to make you illuminated. He's going to make sure that you can fully understand your power, that God's not letting you because he's so evil, and now you're not in control of your life. And I can relate because I had to buck the system in heaven. I'm really sorry, but I'll be right. Okay, my bad. I had to use the bathroom. So we're back. I forgot that I didn't cover this in the stream, right? So I'll just go back up here for a second.
Okay, my bad.
Oh my gosh. So prior to last night, I'm 28. I had never seen The Matrix. Made 99. I was 7. Never seen The Matrix. Never watched The Matrix until last night. Okay. My boy Eli sent me the guy that originally wrote it, and it seems like it got grabbled from him and stolen. I started listening to him kind of break down some of the more of the legal avenues and aspects of it, and I paused it real quick because I didn't want him to give away any takes on it. I wanted to watch it with like fresh eyes, with no bias, no interpretations. I just wanted to take the movie in for what it is. I said I think this all kind of happened for a reason because when I first started going live and Bob saw me going live on Facebook, I would just be ranting, right? Normally because someone would piss me off, like 20 gammas. Here we go. Like 20 gammas would piss me off, and I'd start ranting. And one thing he used to always say is unplug from the Matrix. Like I can only show you that you're plugged in. I cannot unplug you, right? I used to just always say that to try to wake the Globers up. And so then I realized I've never even seen The Matrix. I shouldn't say that. So I changed it to unplug from the box because it has the play on the cube of Saturn. And now we've progressed into a new logo and everything, and even a new outro. So now we've come full circle. This is the first time I've ever seen it, and I'm breaking it down for you. This is what the movie means to me. I got to watch it in my adulthood. With all the information I know right now about the Gnostic beliefs and stuff, with fresh eyes. And so this is what I saw. And that's why I lay the characters out for you. It's very, very obvious. Make sure you keep up with knowing who the characters are. And once again, thanks for kicking on DLive 165. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so let's just move on.
Everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch.
Okay, you were born into bondage, born into a prison, right? Because you're born into this physical vessel, and you don't know all the secret tricks of the universe and all the teachings that the Watchers came down and showed them. And Enoch, it tells you that God was like, you thought that you were showing them all the secrets. Little do you know, your secrets are worthless. Nevertheless, this is the whole sales pitch. Like you humans are put into bondage. I'm the one that's here to save you. I'm the one to tell you all the secrets that God won't tell you. I'm the one that's going to help you remove the veil and see into the other realm that's all around you at all time, but you don't know about because God doesn't want to let you know. When the truth is, the veil is there for our protection. Again, your eyes literally only perceive a small spectrum of vibration that's all around you.
A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself.
Okay, now this is the lore and deception of things like sorcery, magic, Wicca, psychedelics, so like DMT, LSD, and astral projecting. Okay, because these are the promises where, look, you're the special boy. You're going to get to a reach in height, like an enlightened state. You're going to get to see beyond the veil. No one can fully understand what they're going to see. We cannot describe to you the metaphysical beyond the veil. You have to see it for yourself. So here, astral project will take you in. We'll let you see. And here, take DMT. We'll let you see inside, beyond the veil. Okay, so moving on to the next scene. All right. So we got Neo looks at the mirror and moves, and then he reaches out and he touches it.
Have you ever had a dream, Neo, that you were so sure was real? What if you were unable to wake from that dream? How would you know the difference between the dream world and the real world?
Okay, so this is straight up telling you that it's your dream. So when I told you about astral projecting, for example, right? Like this is what it's talking about. Again, it's the same sales pitch. Just watch the very next scene. It's the idea. When you astral project, what you're doing is you're leaving your spirit's leaving your body. You're leaving your vessel open and empty. Okay, and they pull you and trick you into these things with DMT and LSD and psychedelics, all these different things, right? And you blast off, and all these people say that they swear up and down that they saw inside of another realm. Astral projecting is the same way. Okay, so what he's telling you is you're actually seeing into a real realm. So when you go to sleep, right, there's a veil, and like Yeshua will protect you. You will be protected from the vulnerability of that realm. But if you pursue it via astral projecting, etc., well, then you will now be in that realm. Have you ever realized, ever seen like it's so real that you can't even tell it's a dream? Well, it's not. It's not a dream. What if it really was real? You know, right? Because you are actually looking into a real part of existence, the metaphysical beyond the veil that God put here. And well, basically the idea being you could be there forever and unlimited and so powerful and enlightened and know what's really going on all around you instead of just seeing the physical world. Again, everything's inverted. The guys that are supposedly the good guys in this movie are actually the bad guys. Neo is the Antichrist that they are basically recruiting, because no one will know the day nor the hour, not even the angels. So that means that these fallen angels, these watchers, they don't know exactly. They're just constantly trying to figure it out. For a long time, they've been waiting to find the one, the Antichrist, the resurgence of Nimrod.
This can't be.
Okay, we're going to go over here. This is the making of the Antichrist. Again, this is the making of the Antichrist. So the Antichrist will be a human, right? But he will then turn into the Antichrist. Okay, so that's what this is. He looks over, he sees all the pods. This is everyone that takes the mark of the beast. This is all the people that took the mark of the beast. There is no getting out once you take the mark of the beast, right? And you're being fed upon by these spiritual entities because you've now entered into their realm permanently by taking the mark of the beast. It seems to be pretty right in front of you. You'll take the mark and, like, you know, get trapped inside of this augmented reality. And now think about stuff like Elon Musk wanting to put a chip in your head, like literally. Okay, this is everyone that takes the mark of the beast. This is the hive mind of the augmented reality that comes with the mark. See, it's hard for some people maybe to put that together, right? Because this is the making of the Antichrist, and you're like, oh, well, he just got out of the system where all the people are, right? You have to understand the way this is encoded. Okay, so we're gonna move on to over here. He gets drawn out. He goes into the water, the canal of water. This is symbolic of him being birthed, the Antichrist being birthed. Comes out. So this is the Antichrist being birthed, a human. And it showed you all the other humans, but those are the humans that are trapped in the system ultimately. And they knew that people wouldn't be able to put it together because the sequence of events aren't linear in that scene. Again, this is him being birthed. AI comes and grabs him. This is a mockery of the of baptism and the resurrection. Okay, so this is the Antichrist doing, because Antichrist means in place of Christ, right? In imitation of Christ, in place of Christ. That's what the word means. This is the Luciferian baptism and resurrection. I mean, they didn't really try to hide it, did they? Then he goes up to the light, the state of enlightenment. Okay, now that scene's spells have been broken. Moving on. Okay, so here's where they have, at this point, Neo has started training. He learned a bunch of different types of fighting techniques like Taekwondo or Jiu-Jitsu, whatever he learned. I don't remember. And he said he fought Morpheus. He began his training. Right before he began his training, let me find out what this guy's name is. His name is Tank, right? He says he was born in Zion and it's deep underground, right? This is an inversion of the holy nature of Zion and how that's where everyone's gathered and learn all the truth about how to worship Yah in the millennial reign. Zion's very important. Zion's very important with the scriptures. So they've inverted it literally where it's underground and they're calling it Zion. Okay, moving on.
They were so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system that they will fight to protect it. Are you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress?
Okay, so they're training him, and the Antichrist has no affection or desire for women. And so he can't have desire for women. You got to get to business. You know, you have a job to do. This is the training of the Antichrist. You can't be distracted by women. That's what that's showing you, is the Antichrist has no desire for women. It's right in front of your face. That's what the girl in the red dress resembles or represents, is the fact the Antichrist doesn't have affection for women. Again, in the scriptures. Oh, you see, you get distracted. Again, everything's inverted. Oh, you get distracted by something like a desire for women. The angels get you. You can't get caught slacking, dude. You don't have time for distractions like women. It doesn't say like the Antichrist will be gay. It's like he could be asexual. It's just like he has no desire for women.
This isn't the Matrix. No. Unplugged is potentially an agent. That means that anyone we haven't unplugged is potentially an agent.
Yeah, that means that anybody we haven't unplugged beyond the rail, pulled them beyond the rail to reside permanently, they're potentially an agent, because you can always accept Yeshua. Right? So then you would be an agent for Yeshua. So until they get you, you're always a potential threat. As long as you're alive and have that natural veil God placed here, because you're still alive in the physical vessel, they could all potentially be enemies at any point in time. They could get right with God and come to Yeshua.
Inside the Matrix, they are everyone, and they are no one. We have survived by hiding from them, by running from them.
Yeah, the Watchers have survived by hiding from them and running from them, like the archangels. Yeah, the archangels. That's what it's talking about. They have to run from them. They have no chance against them. We've survived by hiding from them and running from them.
But they are the gatekeepers. They are guarding all the doors. They are holding all the keys, which means that sooner or later, someone is going to have to fight them. Someone. I won't lie to you here. Every single man or woman who has stood their ground, everyone who has fought an agent has died. But where they have failed, you will succeed.
Okay, someone's going to have to fight the archangels. And everywhere that someone's tried, the archangels reign victorious. But you will be the special boy. You will be the exception, and you will be able to fight them.
I've seen an agent punch through a concrete wall. Men have emptied entire clips at them and hit nothing but air. Yet their strength and their speed are still based in a world that is built on rules. Because of that, they will never be as strong or as fast as you can be.
Boom, guys. I mean, the spell should have already been broken for you guys. If you had not broken the spell, like I said, I didn't listen to anybody's interpretation of this. I've heard a bunch of people throughout the year, and I've never heard anyone break it down quite like this. But so again, same sales pitch from Lucifer, that you can become stronger than them because they have to adhere to rules. They have morality and a guideline that they must adhere to. They're still obedient to God, the one true God. you can be better than them because they're limited to these rules that are in place. But we're bucking the system, so we can cheat.
It's built on rules. Because of that, they will never be as strong or as fast as you can be.
What are you trying to tell me? That I can dodge bullets?
No, Neo. I'm trying to tell you that when you're ready, you won't have to.
When the Antichrist takes its final form, because again, it's human and then taken over.
We got trouble.
Okay.
Squiddy.
Is that no killing machine designed for one thing?
Yeah, because they're scared of the archangels. That's what this is all about. You think these are the evil guys? No, they're scared of the archangels. And you know what they tell you, bro? They also throw in here this post-apocalyptic story in this world, and it shows you the. I think I should have added the picture, but Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, so it shows you the post-apocalyptic. Well, dude, right? We know that the tribulation gets bad, so they throw that in there. They know that there's going to be a battle at the end of it. That's what the whole movie is about, them prepping for the battle that they think that they can somehow pull off because they made an irreparable mistake. So now they're going to try a Hail Mary. And even if they do lose, which I find it hard to believe they don't know they lose, the humans are going down with them.
Sewers.
They used to be city.
Okay, so that's all that is. Next scene. All right, this is where they go up to the Oracle. Okay, so in the car, Trinity, let's just go right here real fast.
Yes.
Did you go to her?
Yes.
What did she tell you?
She told me.
What?
Okay, so they're referring to the Oracle as she because it's the life-giving force or spirits within this Gnostic belief system. She says, again, Trinity is mother, Morpheus is father. The Oracle is the metaphysical spirit that makes up their Gnostic Trinity. Trinity says, "Yeah, I've seen her." And what he says, "What did she tell you?" She told me. Then she pauses. Okay. Now they get into the elevator.
So is this the same oracle that made the prophecy?
Yes. She's very old. She's been with us since the beginning.
Beginning?
Of the resistance.
The beginning of the resistance against God. Okay, so this is the spirit of the very rebellion itself, the leading spirit of the resistance against God.
And she knows what? Everything?
She would say she knows enough.
Yeah, basically meaning she knows enough that they weren't allowed to do whatever they wanted to do. Right there is a concession that this little trinity that they worship is actually inferior to the one true God. They just think that Lucifer is the architect that's going to help you subvert and get around the system in a different way by giving you all your powers that you don't know you have.
And she's never wrong.
Try not to think of it in terms of right and wrong.
Yeah, God forbid you think about it in terms of right and wrong, huh, guys? Okay, now we'll move on to here. I told you.
I told you I can only show you the door. You have to walk through it.
Once again, because they can only tell you about DMT and LSD. They can only tell you about astral projecting. You must open that door. You must pursue it. Oh, they're immediately ready for you with open arms. All you had to do was open the door. They're immediately waiting on you.
Hello, Neo. You're right on time. You can wait here.
These are the other potential antichrists. Telekinetic abilities. Infamous scene here, I'm sure.
Do not try and bend the spoon. That's impossible. Instead, only try to realize the truth.
What truth?
There is no spoon.
You don't have a physical vessel in the grand scheme of things. Don't try to make changes within the physical, because there isn't actually physical. It's telling you what we all should know. Like your human life is just a sidekick. It's just temporal. There is no physical body in the grand scheme of things. Use your mind to tap into this ability and become illuminated. That's what this is about. Okay. Moving on to the next scene. This is where he talks to the Oracle.
I'm not the one. What is?
I can see why she likes you.
I can see why she likes you. Who's she? She is Trinity. What does Trinity represent? The mother of the mother-father. Now, what character was it that hooked up with his mom? I'll let that gravy fester. What character hooked up with his mom?
I can see why she likes you.
Who?
Not to blame, though.
I'm not the one.
The spirit's checking out the body that it wants to inhabit as the Antichrist.
To tell you.
I'm not the one.
Sorry, kid. You got the gift. But it looks like you're waiting for something.
What?
Your next life, maybe. Who knows?
Oh, your next life. The Antichrist appears to suffer a mortal head wound and then becomes the Antichrist. Okay, then she tells him that you're going to have to make a decision between you and Morpheus. And this is to make sure that he does something in the future. So there you go. Decoded that wizardry. We're going to move all the way up to here. Let me see if I have any notes to piece together, because I was worried about. Yeah, so like towards the beginning, one of the things that Morpheus says once he wakes up, he's like, when the Matrix was first built, there was a man born inside who had the ability to change whatever he wanted to remake the Matrix as he saw fit. When the Matrix was first built. So when there was the first rebellion, when there was the resistance, as he called it, the first time around, there was a man born inside the physical world. That's what they're calling the Matrix, who had the ability to change whatever he wanted to remake the Matrix as he saw fit. So it's the intertwining of the physical, well, just its existence as a whole. It was he who freed the first of us, taught us the truth. So they pull you out of the Matrix. That pulls you into the metaphysical realm. There was a man, when the resistance was first done, there was a man that was born in the physical realm, the Matrix, right? And he had an ability to remake the Matrix as he saw fit. And we all should be thinking of a character that took over the whole world. It was he who freed the first of us, taught us the truth. After he died, the oracle prophesied his return, and that his coming would herald the destruction of the Matrix. So the oracle prophesies that the man that was in control of the Matrix the first time, he will return after he died. He comes back, okay? And that his coming would herald the destruction of the Matrix. In the war, bring freedom to our people, being the Watchers. It'll bring destruction to the physical world. That's why there are those of us who have spent our entire lives searching the Matrix for him, the Antichrist. Okay. Moving on. There's another quote that most people may remember. If you die in the Matrix, you die here. The body cannot live without the mind. So once again, this is telling you you're messing with some dangerous stuff when you astral project.
There is another organism.
Let's actually go. Now this is, again, everything was inverted. Okay, so who you think the good guy is actually the bad guy. Okay, so listen to what Agent Smith says. This scene has so much wizardry in it. It's going to be hard not to play the whole thing.
Stared at it, marveled at it. Ever stood and stared at it, marveled at its beauty, its genius.
Have you ever sat back and stared at it and marveled at its beauty and its genius? Creation. This is the good, acknowledging the beauty of creation. But this scene gets gravelled very heavily, so you can't put these pieces together. Here
Billions of people just living out their lives, oblivious.
Okay, so billions of people living out their lives oblivious to the truth of Yeshua and the fact that creation is beautiful and majestic and God created it for them. So understand that context and then we'll listen to it again.
Ever stood and stared at it, marveled at its beauty, its genius. Billions of people just living out their lives, oblivious.
Did you know that the first Matrix was designed to be a perfect human world where none suffered, where everyone would be happy?
You mean like the Garden of Eden?
Where everyone would be happy. And it was a disaster. No one would accept the program. Entire crops were lost. Some believed that we lacked the programming language to describe your perfect world, but I believe that as a species, human beings define their reality through
Did y'all catch that? Some believe that we lacked the language or ability to describe your perfect world because the angels did not have the Garden of Eden. It was different.
We lacked the programming language to describe your perfect
The
world.
programming language, the way that God created us, were different. Right? Man in the Garden of Eden was programmed differently than the angels. Some say we couldn't understand it. And then, of course, some envied after it and decided to go act upon that.
The programming language to describe your perfect world, but I believe that as a species, human beings define their reality through misery and suffering. The perfect world was a dream that your primitive cerebrum kept trying to wake up from, which is why the Matrix was redesigned to this.
Okay, so he just explained to you that he believes that humans in the flesh, they just can't help it. They just corrupt things. They just fall into corruption. And it was a glitch, basically, because of your spirit, your metaphysical nature, right? Overriding and glitching out the temporal physical vessel.
Peak of your civilization. I say your civilization because as soon as we started thinking for you, it really became our civilization, which is, of course, what this is all about. Evolution, Morpheus. Evolution.
But evolution was actually inverted. What is evolution, right? Pseudoscience. But things used to be bigger. They're getting smaller. That is the evolution of man. A degradation because of sin.
Evolution.
They know that 99% of people won't catch this because of what they think they mean by evolution. And then watch what he follows it up with.
Evolution. Like the dinosaur. Look out that window.
Oh, I see in the chat, injecting silver, which is known to kill evil. That's a nice catch, bro. Vader Bear.
Look out that window. You had your time. The future is our world, Morpheus.
Oh, look out that window. You had your time. The future is ours. This is because we know who wins in the end, Yeshua. And there's the millennial reign. The New Jerusalem comes to earth. It is talking about the inevitability that they win, and there's a millennial reign. So he said evolution brings up the millennial reign.
The future is our time. I'd like to share a revelation that I've had during my time here. It came to me when I tried to classify your species. I realized that you're not actually mammals. Every mammal...
This is describing how hard it was for the Watchers to comprehend humans. They weren't programmed to be able to do it.
This planet instinctively develops a natural equilibrium with the surrounding environment, but you humans do not. You move to an area and you multiply and multiply.
Yeah, because they don't get to multiply. The angels didn't get to multiply. So it's saying it with this gravelly, like evil tone, so that you don't realize that he's actually recollecting the good side. The angels that stayed in place, that stayed with their path, that continued to obey God, that did not, descend. That didn't start the retaliation or the rebellion, the resistance. This scene is very grabble with wizardry, right? With how he talks and how eerie it sounds so that you don't see. Because that's what their religion is that they're the evil ones. Because they adhere to rules and confinement. We weren't allowed to multiply. And he's describing how it was the angels couldn't understand the multiply part, right? And it says in Enoch, he told the Watchers, like when they were begging for forgiveness with a petition, he's like, dude, I gave humans wives and children so that they would long for nothing because the flesh will long after the flesh. You do not have this problem. You did not get this.
Until every natural resource is consumed. The only way you can survive is to spread to another area.
Because that's what humans do because of sin. They sink into depravity and destroy everything and then move on.
There is another organism on this planet that follows the same pattern. Do you know what it is? A virus. Human beings are a disease. The cancer of this planet. You are a plague.
Okay, so obviously there's no planet, but it's saying that because of the inevitability of sin, the earth will inevitably come to destruction. And the angels understand this on a different level because of the temporal trap of sin and fleshly desire.
We are the cure.
We're the cure because they come down with his army and they rid the earth of the depravity in the end.
Can you hear me, Morpheus? I'm going to be honest with you. I hate this place, this zoo, this prison.
Okay, now this is where it gets really gravelly because they're trying to phrase it like even the angels that are up there hate it because that's how they justify what they did. And does anyone remember the name of the guy who turned his back on the crew in the Matrix? I don't know his name. But this is one of the Watchers that rebelled. You know the guy that kills, starts unplugging people and kills people when he's working with the angels. This is symbolizing one of the Watchers that rebelled and regrets it and is now working with the archangels. He regrets it. You see how graveled this movie is? You think that dude's super evil when you watch the movie, dude. No, he's helping out the good guys. That's what it is. And they think he is evil. They hate him because of that. He's painted in a bad light because of the esoteric Gnostic belief systems and religion undermining the script.
Reality, whatever you want to call it.
They got us again on D-Live or on YouTube, which we may come back in a second, but I hope D-Live's still good. Yeah, we're still good on D-Live. We got 174 here. Everyone, we got 169 on YouTube. People are hitting D-Live in the chat, so go over there, guys. Just go to D-Live and check it out. I'll give it a few minutes. Because last time it came back on. Yeah, we're back on YouTube again. So we're going to try it and see. But it might cut out again. But we are on D-Live. So maybe if you're on a computer, you can keep them both running. I'm just going to keep it pushing. Now that it's back up, we're going back. I have played a decent amount of this part. Maybe that's why.
I can't stand it any longer. It's the smell. If there is such a thing.
It's the smell of sin. If there is such a thing, because they don't have the senses of humans. I mean, this whole entire interrogation has to be broken down. I don't have a choice.
I feel saturated.
Oh, no, I'm on the, yeah.
By it. I can taste your stink.
Yeah, your sin.
Every time I do, I fear that I've somehow been infected by its repulsive.
Sin.
I must get out of here. I must get free.
Now this is the wizardry, right? Like acting like the angels are trapped and they want to get out of here, and so they're looking at the Father within their Gnostic Trinity to try to get them out. This is just a grabbler trick. This is like a Gnostic's teaching that they wish they were the special boys and had got to come down here and be gods, and now they feel trapped, seeing what they got to go do and take women as wives and stuff. Very grabbled scene.
And in this mind is the key, my key. Once Zion is destroyed, there's no need for me to be here. Do you understand? I need to cook.
Once Zion is destroyed, but again, the Zion that they're talking about is an underground inversion of the true holy nature of Zion.
Codes.
Just like beware of those in the new claim, but in fact of the synagogue of Satan.
I have to get inside Zion, and you have to tell me how. You don't tell me, or you're going to die.
Yeah, I've got to get in there and take them out. It's my job. I'm an archangel, bruh. Okay, so moving on. Neo gets shot. Neo dies. The Antichrist dies. Of course, the Antichrist suffers a mortal head wound before coming back in his Antichrist form. I picked up on this in the Oracle scene.
Goodbye, Mr. Anderson.
Ooh, Mr. Anderson. So the angels kill the potential Antichrist, right? Because the archangels are going around taking care, because the watchers are constant. They don't really know that. Even the angels don't know the day nor the hour. So the whole scene, the whole movie, it's telling you, like at the beginning, right? Is he the one, or no? We're just going to kill him, or what's wrong with him, or is this guy really? Neither side knows for sure, because they've been trying to bring him about for a very long time, ever since he was gone the first time. Oh, dang, I wasn't paying attention. All right, the grabblers are hating, bro. I mean, let's be real, grabblers. Like, I'm glad everyone's on. We got 234 on D-Live. Dude, I might just say screw YouTube, dude. Like, I'm so fed up with them. We're back on YouTube. But YouTube, what am I missing here? These are all videos that have been on here for years with millions of views. I'm playing it less than they play it and pausing it constantly, talking with commentary. It's called fair use, and you have it on your platform right now. Anyway.
afraid anymore. The oracle told me that I'm not afraid anymore. The oracle told me that
Guys, the gravy is about to get so thick. Dude, did it immediately go out again? Yeah. All right, we got 127 people on YouTube. Guys, just go to D Live. Just go to D Live. I'm not gonna. There's nothing I can do. We got 270 on D Live, so we're just gonna rock out. I hate to miss the 128 that's over here. Maybe they're in D Live too or something. All right, so I'm continuing on. This is the gravy. This is where it gets real. This is why I was real selective with what I told y'all earlier. All right, here we go.
Neo, I'm not afraid anymore. The oracle told me that I would fall in love with that man. And that I love would be the one.
Ooh, the oracle told me that I would fall in love and that man would be the one. Again, Trinity is the mother of the mother-father. The oracle is the metaphysical.
So you see, you can't be dead. You can't be. Because I love you.
Isis. This is about Isis. Okay. So when I told you earlier, who was it that hooked up with his mom? It was Nimrod. Nimrod is said to have laid with his mother. Okay. That's the whole thing here. This is the mother with the human form of the Antichrist that's already been here once. And what did she do? What's the story? He gets dismembered. She puts him back together, can't find his male anatomy, replaces it with gold, and impregnates herself. That's what this is about, guys.
You did. You can't be. Because I love you. You hear me? I love you.
Guys, they consummate. They have sex, just like back in the day. So Isis was some type of demigod that was worshipped, and people think that the Watchers were just male, or that any of their offspring were just male. Or, well, clearly here, they don't think that. Okay, and dude, it's paused. YouTube, like, it's so stupid. YouTube is so stupid. Good call, Bob. I'm gonna keep rocking out. YouTube can suck it. So this is about Isis. That is some gravy, guys, if we're being real. Her whole entire point of trying to put him back together was to bring him back to life.
Get up.
Like in the story of Isis and Osiris, which is Nimrod. Now he's in the Antichrist form. The Antichrist will appear to suffer a mortal head wound, but will then come back and be revered and worshipped. He's now in his Antichrist form. The Watchers, the Grabblers, they don't know who the one is until this happens. They don't even know. Again, no one will know the day nor the hour. I'm trying to take a time to talk, so maybe it pops back up. But if it doesn't, it's oh well. This gravy has to be poured on some biscuits. The Watchers, they don't know. They don't know when it happens until he suffers the mortal head wound and then comes back. Once he comes back, that's when they know that he's the Antichrist. Not before then. That's why even Morpheus, who claims that he knew this whole time, not even he knew. Right? Not even Isis or the Trinity, right? Because it's mother, father. Not even she knew. But basically, the idea is that since she's in love with her son, then that's how she knows he's the one. But Morpheus doesn't know until he comes back from the mortal head wound. Now the archangels are being brave. It just casts as the opposite. Now the archangels are being brave and going back in there and fighting the Antichrist in this like superhuman artificial intelligence combination of all things, where the oracle would then inhabit the vessel, right? The Trinity, the little Gravel belief system, the metaphysical, the oracle, the spirit will inhabit the figure once it suffers the moral headwind and comes back. And now this is where they give their take of it, where the Antichrist will somehow win and pull it off and be able to effortlessly fight off archangels. This is what they just add to it. Destroyed an archangel, right? And they believe that they get this understanding in Gnostic practices from what happened back in the day, right? Nimrod, that he'll be able to fight off the archangels. This is like this super powerful, again, they're building these like quantum computers, whatever, however they actually work, with hadron colliders, which are used for energy access to keep a cool environment. They're building them all around the world geographically. They're creating a Starlink. They're creating 5G towers to work all integrated with this to create a superhuman artificial intelligence. There will be a human figure. He will suffer a mortal head wound. He will integrate with this super technology and making this superhuman form in a super physical vessel, the spirit of their Trinity then encompasses that final product and is able to take out archangels according to them. There you go. Are we still on D-Live? We're still good on D-Live. What's up, everybody? 317, y'all are legends. All right, final one I got for y'all, and everyone knows it's the final scene. Keep in mind everything that you know about what the Matrix is really about, and listen to the final scene again with new eyes.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end.
I mean, this is crazy, guys. Like, this is the Antichrist talking to God.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us.
I know that you're afraid of us. The Antichrist with his little army, his little minions of the Watchers, now that Nimrod's come and taken his final form. I know that you're afraid.
You're afraid of change.
You're afraid of change, where now I'm the special boy. I'm worshipped again.
I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end.
Because they don't know if they can win. They know they can't win, is the truth. But they're going to try and throw the Hail Mary up anyway.
I came here to tell you how it's going to begin.
Exactly. This is how it begins, how the final war begins. The climactic conclusion of the spiritual war that's been going on forever. I do not know how it ends, but I'm here to tell you how it begins. He's not only talking to God clearly in a backhanded, slight type of way, but this is to the audience. This is to the quote-unquote masses.
How it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries.
I'm going to show them a world without you, without God. I'm going to show them the world, the little secrets I can trick them with that I tricked them with back in the day. This isn't a war against God. This is blasphemy. Look, I'm going to taint your creation. I'm going to trick them. Look at the stupid humans you made. Look at your creation. They're stupid. I'm going to show them all the stuff that you didn't show them. I'm going to remove all the rules. Do as thou wilt. I'm going to remove the rules.
Or boundaries. Oh,
No borders or boundaries, as in literally a one world order.
worlds without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.
So basically, his final game plan, his last ditch effort is, I'm gonna go show all the humans what you refuse to show them, and where you decide to go from there is up to you. This is his final plea to somehow not carry out what we all know is going to happen. Spoiler alert: Yeshua wins, and that's where I'm ending my spell breaking. So I'm gonna come back, see what y'all think about it. All right, there you go. There's the gravy. I hope I did not disappoint. How awesome that we got 336. We got 336 on D-Live, baby. I'm assuming that we're still down on. Oh, we might be back actually on YouTube. What's up, YouTube? What's up with you guys, man? So yeah, hopefully y'all get all that. I'll see if I missed anything with my notes. I was just freestyling there. Okay, so at one point, they throw in little wizard spells here and there, right? So the guy that is painted as the bad guy that switches on everybody, right? Actually, he's the one that was rebellious, and then he regretted it. Okay, the post-apocalyptic world they show you is the tribulation, right? And that then you get to the war. Okay, and it shows you Nebuchadnezzar at the beginning. And what does he say to him? He says, Neo, you believe it's the year 1999, when in fact it's closer to 2199. I can't tell you exactly what year it is because we honestly don't know. They're telling you they grabbled the calendar, which is one of the coming streams, right? It's one of the soon-to-come streams, the grabbling of the calendar. You think it's 1999 when it's in fact closer to 2199, but I can't tell you exactly what year it is because we honestly don't know. They do not know the day nor the hour either. They are not special. They don't know anything. There's 6 people in the crew, in the Matrix crew. There's 6 people, right? Plus Trinity and Morpheus, which is 1. Which gives you 7, right? How many planets are there other than Earth in this little fairy tale religion that people tell you that you live on a magic spinning cartoon ball, right? Those are the rebellious ones that are still luminaries in the sky. They rebelled against their appointed path and they were put into chains. Enoch tells you this, right? And there are 7 of them. Okay, so they tell you there are 8 planets, and they named all of them after gods except for the Earth. Now, we know, of course, the Earth is a geocentric stationary plane. The stars are angels singing majestic praises to the Creator. We know via cymatics, certain frequencies emitted within a fluid-like medium or a liquid will actually create light. Okay, some of them didn't want to keep on praising the Creator. Some of them didn't want to go to their appointed path, which is where we get this idea of retrograde motion of these planets, which are, again, planet, the etymology is wanderer. What do they wander from? They wandered from their appointed path that God gave them. Okay, so that's what the 7 represents. There's 7 total people in the crew. If you understand that Trinity and Morpheus are mother father, it's a singular. This is why Baphomet is always depicted as a Trinity, as above, so below. Okay, and then of course, the whole time this is right in front of your face. What did the 2 main producers do after this movie comes out? They go transsexual. This is a Gnostic practice. Literally, the 2 main producers of the movie come out as transsexual after the movie. It is it is alchemy, but not like, oh, I'm going to turn iron into gold. It's alchemy of oneself, transmutation, spiritual enlightenment, and evolution, right? And in order to do this, you must fully master duality. Fire, water, male, female, dark, light. You must master duality and encompass it. Okay. It says right here, we have a rule. We never free a mind once it reaches a certain age. It's dangerous. There's just a little piece of gravy they give you where, maybe there's something to that when it comes to them luring people into astral projection and bringing you in and stuff. And the idea that they can use you or that you may be the Antichrist, right? There's only you have to be in like a childlike state of naivety, which is why God said like to be like a child, because you have to soak in the truth that you can't understand in the carnal mind. You need the Holy Spirit, but you have that veil there. You have the Holy Spirit to help you understand it, right? Be like a child, read the scriptures like a child, right? And so they've inverted this, and they want to take the naive nature of children, right? And via deceptions, flooding down everything, they're looking for their human that will become the Antichrist, that will suffer a mortal head wound and then come back, right? Now, some say that this is Nimrod because Nimrod was beheaded right back in the day, and he just comes back. That is a big possibility that where people would think that, oh, Donald Trump's Antichrist, and we're going to see him get assassinated on stage, but that may not be the case at all. But that's pretty interesting right there. So now we know what that spell means. Again, Tank, they invert Zion. Beware of those men who claim it. In fact, it's the synagogue of Satan, right? They've taken Zion. So, protocols of Zion, Zionism runs everything. Again, the red girl in the dress, right? It's because the Antichrist has no desire for women. So they're like, you can't get distracted by women. Basically, asexual, artificial intelligence, superhuman, encompassed with the oracle or the metaphysical body of their Trinity, right? And it's like the final heroic form. And then whenever everyone thinks that guy flips on everybody, right? He's flipping on the Matrix crew. It's one of the rebellious ones that are starting to try to help out the good guys, if you will. And he said, they threw this in there, right? They threw this in here because this is how the grabblers actually get you. And this is how they confuse you, because they said that this, like Agent Smith and the agents were bad. So whenever they're sitting there and he says, I want to be rich, someone important, like an actor. He said, whatever you want. That's what they really do. That's what these watchers really do. That's what the watchers do, right? Like they trick people into selling their soul and doing all this crazy stuff for fame and notoriety, right? And we all know about this. Eating breakfast, in the scene where they're eating breakfast, if you've seen the movie, the programmer leans over to Neo talking about the girl in the red dress. What'd you think? I programmed her, right? I can set up a more private interaction, if you know what I'm saying. And someone's like, shut up. Is that don't let them be hypocrites. To deny our impulses is to deny the very thing that makes us human. That is the watchers, the fallen, the rebellious stars that people call planets. That is their sales pitch. That is what they even succumb to, right? They wanted their desires fulfilled to go take the women on earth as wives. So there you go. There's that spell. To deny, they say this at breakfast, to deny our own impulses is to deny that very thing that makes us human. This is just breezed over as an innocent little joke that's kind of dirty, talking about having sex with the programmed artificial intelligence of the girl in the red dress. But this is much deeper than that, right? It's telling you, do as thou wilt. To deny our impulses is to deny the very thing that makes us human, right? So just go do as thou wilt. Do as thou wilt. Yeah, then I have that. Okay. Deja vu is usually a glitch in the Matrix. It happens when they change something, when the angels, because again, for one, time isn't linear. And of course, God exists outside of time. And this is why they can't predict when the timeline is, because God can change it on a whim and instruct the angels to go enact something that changes it, right? And they're telling you like deja vu. So in the metaphysical realm, maybe it's very literal that like when they get in these states of confusion and they're lost and it appears to be deja vu where it's looping back and they get set back a little bit, it's because God himself has set something back in the metaphysical realm, basically always throwing them curveballs where they can't predict the end. Morpheus fights the agent, right? The agent is he's fighting the agent, and he says his name, and Morpheus says to the agent, you all look the same to me, right? Because they're all angels that are fighting for Yeshua. And then, yeah, of course, the Matrix itself is everyone after they take the beast system and they integrate into the augmented reality. So there you go. There's the Matrix broken down. I would say pretty efficiently to have watched it one time. And now I don't know. Maybe the chat should tell me if I should watch the second and third one, and I should do a stream about it. I'm gonna go check out now more in depth what the author's original intent was. But I think what happened was they wrote this script and they saw some like potential in it, and they stole it because they wanted to invert it and add to it and make it about their religion. Like, their Gnostic beliefs don't deny Yeshua ever existed. They just think he wasn't actually important, and they mock him and make fun of him. I think he wasn't even on the cross, like in like the Gospel of Thomas and different things that have arisen over the course of the last few centuries. Really, even in the 50s, some came out, right? Like, were discovered. Some of these Gnostic texts, and the Grabblers pass them down. They have most of them, right? Like the Vatican has tons of them. These family households have tons of them. The Jesuits have the actual text. So there you go. Break that ish down. If y'all got any questions, hit me, and then I'm gonna do a little housekeeping. Yeah. So I guess you're talking about the commentary on 2 and 3. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check it out for sure. What do we got? We only got 1,000 lemons. I'm gonna Thanks for all the lemons. We have 1,300 lemons. I'm just gonna throw them back at you guys. Actually, look, I'm gonna throw. I got 1,000 lemons this time. How many people do we have in the? We have 313. Let's say, dang, 500. All right, so 313 people. Whoever's interacted the most, I got 1,000 lemons. So the only logical thing to do is to give away 5,000 lemons. So they will be facilitated in 25 seconds. Hopefully everybody follows. So if this ever happens again, then we can get through it. Been a great show. Austin, thank you, and everyone too for all the inspiration. Yeah, no problem, bro. Much love. Glad you enjoyed it. I don't think I really would have to worry about too many 10 seconds, 9 seconds, 8 seconds. The lemons are on the way. I don't think I will have to worry about too much. I don't think I have any super chats. Let me just double check. All right, we're good on super chats, which is cool with me. All right, cool. So I guess, yeah, that's about it. I think the lemons went out. Oh yeah, Ref Bear, you got a little something. Huge lemon chest. Thanks, bud. Yeah, of course, bro. No big deal. Everyone came over and followed the stream on D Live, so you guys showed love. All right, let me double check and see if there's anything I'm missing. I don't want anyone to have sent anything. If you miss it, if you want to support the channel, links in the description. Best way is Cash App or PayPal. Also, of course, Patreon is awesome. And just make sure that I don't miss anybody. All right, nothing on Cash App or PayPal. I did $20 from Marisk. Thank you very much, bro, or lady, for the $20. Much appreciated this morning at 10 o'clock. And then we have Ian, who hit me with 25 after the stream last night. So thank you very much, Ian, for the 25 and Marisk for the 20. It's much appreciated on Cash App, and I think we're good. I don't have any new patrons to shout out. So from now on, and towards the beginning of the show, I'm going to have the patrons list go across, the names go across. And if you ever want to message me on there you go. So to support the channel, again, links in the description. Actually, there's probably not any links in the description right now. I have to go add them after the stream. Or I'll just do it in a second. I just tried to hurry up and get back to it. But yeah, we got Patreon, XRP, Cash App, PayPal. And then if you want to contact me, Whitsitt at Proton Mail is the best. I also have WitsitGetsIt@gmail.com. I set up a P.O. box today. I have to go verify it because I had numerous people asking to set up a P.O. box. So I paid for a P.O. box a day. I have to go validate it with 2 forms of ID, and then I'll let y'all know what the P.O. box is. All right. I think that we are good. Oh, another $10 from Santiva and me. Thank you very much, bro. Much appreciated. You gotta see Jupiter Rising. You would pick up on it quick. It's an inverse story of Jesus as bad guy. Yeah, that's what it all. That's what this all is. But I've never heard of it. Yeah, I'll check it out. So, yeah, we got one stream coming, and I'm just going to decapitate the psychological operation and misinformation that is Zeitgeist, one of the most grabbled films ever. Right, the first part where it's talking about the religion, it conflates it with Yeshua. So we're going to break that. That has a couple people. More than a few people request that because they heard a little bit of the conversation 24/7. So we're going to do that stream. Probably before that, we're going to do the calendar stream. That might be the next one. And then, of course, we have numerous other streams on the horizon. It's just going to continue to be gravy. I may check out 2 and 3 and break it down for you guys. We're going to have to figure out a pretty efficient way to do it. Maybe everyone that's consistent here went and followed, and we'll just do the Matrix stream straight up on DLive. And then maybe I'll take it, download it, I'll throw it on BitChute. I'll start BitChute now because screw the grabblers. We need to move on anyway. So thank you for all the love, because you got to support what you like or it goes away. And y'all support is coming to kicking it and breaking down the spell. So, yeah, I think that's about it. I'm going to get out of here. But, yeah, good times, good times. Everything in the Matrix is inverted. So I guess a brief recap, right? Here's the whole thing. There's a whole recap really fast. Okay, so the characters are Trinity and Morpheus, mother, father. That's what they call their God. They have a trinity, okay? It's the metaphysical. That's the third part of the mother, father, which is Baphomet's always a trinity, as above, so below, mastering duality. The 2 main producers of the Matrix came out after the movie as transsexual because of this esoteric Gnostic belief system of the grabblers that they have to actually master duality all the way down to gender itself. And the Oracle represents the metaphysical. That's their trinity. So Trinity, Morpheus, and the Oracle, that's the trinity of the Luciferian doctrine. They're looking for the Antichrist, looking for the one, but they never can figure it out. Even deja vus and glitches happen in the system because God's constantly messing with the timeline. They can't keep up with it. They have no way to know what's going on. Not even the angels know the day nor the hour. Neo, again, is the Antichrist the entire time. They show you the scene where they're making him. And then he looks out and he sees this like huge hive mind of augmented reality and artificial intelligence. That's when everyone takes the mark of the beast. And then they're trapped into this idea of being woke, right? And so that's clear inversion and grabble wizardry in that scene. Then they pull him out. He goes to the water, the canal of the water, which is to symbolize birth, the Antichrist being birth. He then, the AI comes down and picks him up out of the water, and it is the Luciferian version of a baptism and a resurrection. Again, Antichrist means imitation of Christ, in place of Christ. And of course, then we fast forward to where we have the girl in the red dress. The girl in the red dress has been officially broken as to the spell. It is about the fact the Antichrist doesn't have time for distraction. He doesn't have desire for women. They're having to train him, make sure that it's the right one, basically being like an asexual robot, superhuman type of thing. But Isis, his mother, right, Trinity in the movie, many names, the goddess of many names, just like Nimrod was the man of many names. We are told all throughout this, not just the scriptures, like all the ancient depictions, that Nimrod like got with his mom straight up. Like that's what all the stories say, is that Nimrod like got with his mother. And that's what Trinity's doing with Neo there. And that's why, again, got dismembered, put it together. She loved, was in love, like sensually with her own son, like a byproduct of herself. And that's why she says, I'll know you're the one if I fall in love with you. So they're probably doing all kinds of occultic rituals, of having all kinds of like satanic rituals and Luciferian doctrine rituals and occultic practices when these different babies are born over and over and over. There's probably a bunch of them, but there's one special one that they think is going to say. So, you're here to save the world. What do you say to something like that? Right. So they're talking about like saving the Watchers, against all odds, pulling it out. Again, Agent Smith in the interrogation at the end throughout the whole movie, he's like, the agents represent the angels, the good angels, the ones that didn't buck the system. And that's why that's why Morpheus says, the Oracle's been with us since the beginning of what? The beginning of the resistance from heaven where they fell. Agent Smith tells you right there at the end, he's like, Have you ever just looked at how beautiful it is and how magnificent everything is and clearly created perfectly? Yet we have billions of people walking around oblivious. And he goes through how the angels had a difficulty comprehending the humans, how they were able to, take the women as wives and multiply, right? Be fruitful and multiply. They couldn't, not only they couldn't understand it, but they didn't get that in heaven. Some of them were rebellious. And he said, and then the angels that are still righteous, right, and obedient to the true creator, like just like sin itself is repulsive to them. Okay. And then it says like the evolution. I've been trying to understand your species, meaning like humans are obviously different than angels, and the angels sit from, on the other side trying to understand the humans and how they're so sunken in depravity and temporal fleshly desire, resulting in all kinds of sin, and always ended up destroying everything, pure destruction. He admits, he explains that the angels, when they looked onto the Garden of Eden, like some say that our programming couldn't fully comprehend it because God made us all different. And when the Matrix was originally made, it was perfect. It was intended to be perfect. Again, the Garden of Eden. And then it says that I'll read this spell one last time in conclusion, because this is all about Nimrod, the return of Nimrod, and the Antichrist. That's what the whole movie's about. So I can only imagine what the next one's going to be about. There's a fourth one coming out, I think. But again, Neo wakes up. He says, Morpheus says, when the Matrix was first built, okay, there was a man born inside who had the ability to change whatever he wanted to remake the Matrix as he saw fit, Nimrod. It was he who freed the first of us, taught us the truth. After he died, the oracle prophesied his return and that his coming would herald the destruction of the Matrix. In the war, the spiritual war, bringing freedom to our people. So the oracle, the metaphysical part of their trinity, the Luciferian spirit that encompasses the Antichrist in the end, says we win in the end, we pull it off, right? Like they bring freedom to our people. But they're put in bondage for a certain amount of time and then they're released. So they do get freedom, but ultimately they do not. That's why there are those of us who have spent our entire lives searching the Matrix, searching for him. So they've been looking for the Antichrist for a super long time. There you go. And that's about Nimrod and the Watchers. Tank says he was born in Zion and it's deep underground. They inverted the holy nature of Zion. And if you die in the Matrix, do you die here? The body cannot live without the mind. So be very careful whenever you do an astral projection. I can only show you the door. You have to open it. Astral projection. Oh, well, no, you can't just tell people about the Matrix or tell people. Like they have to see it for themselves. Right. And so you have to see that there is something beyond the physical that's very real for yourselves. You cannot simply be told it. Eludes your carnal mind, eludes your grasp. And I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to pull that veil, that wool that's over your eyes, which is actually there to protect you. So you can't see all of the crazy evilness that's going on. And that's just 10% of the Watchers out. It's crazy, right? So imagine when they're all out. Do not mess with this stuff. Right. And they tell you straight up, you have to open the door, bro. But as soon as he freaking touched the doorknob, she was sitting there waiting on him, bro. So I would really got to chill with emptying your vessel. That's what I would say. The harder they try to stop us, the better taste in the gravy. All right, cool. I think I'm going to get out of here. I think we did a pretty good job breaking down the Matrix, bro. I'm curious as the other one. I actually had to pay for that freaking stream. I had to pay $4 just to watch the movie. Seriously, I appreciate you always telling us about the truth, Austin. All glory to the Most High God. No doubt, bro. Much love. Thanks for the kind words. So, all right, cool. I'm gonna wrap this up. Get out of here, and I will catch up with y'all tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly what stream that I'll do, but I laid out a few of them that I might do. Let me go ahead and get the outro ready. So, yeah, good times. Good times. Oh, we got a Flat Earth meetup this weekend, Saturday, like 4:30, Murfreesboro, if anyone wants to join. Nathan Thompson and I are thinking about going around and doing a little bit of a tour where we like flat smack certain places and we do a bunch of Flat Earth meetups. If you're interested in us stopping by your city, the sooner the better to let us know so we can map it out. We're going to have to work out the finances and everything after that, but I've been feeling led to do something like that for a while, so I just think it may be meant to be. If it is meant to be, it'll happen. So just message us and we'll figure that out. So quite a bit of things on the horizon. I got some people trying to talk me into making some merch, like a shirt and a hat. I don't know about that. I haven't really thought of it. Maybe do not plug in. Maybe that's what the shirt should say. But anyway, let me get the outro ready. Screen share. So yeah, like I always say, unplug from the box, metaphorical, ideological box, right? Like step outside of it. Always seek and speak truth unequivocally throughout all history. The weaker-minded people have gathered together via mob mentality, and then they always attack the stronger people. So take pride in it, if anything. And yeah, just continue to speak the truth, and everything else works out. I will catch up with y'all tomorrow. Not sure what the stream is, but much love. Been cool, been real cool. And links in the description if you want to support or contact me. And I'll catch up with y'all later. Peace.
Geopolitically, we in a field. Just for Israel, wonder is it real? Rappers act the city high, city super pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up, had to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in a field. Just for Israel, wonder is it real? Took the way you saw the world, then distorted it. Now you think you wanna rocket twirl, somewhere orbited. Theories disproportionate, the truth distorted quick with a forceful grip. They force them to so that we absorb it quick. Took the people's signature, that mean extorted it. They forging it, abusing cause informants who informing them. There's a surplus, but they tell us there are shortages. Credit economy mortgages, dollar that's supported with empty fortresses. But what's important is this reporting ships important. Yes, of course it is, but extortion is in accordance with an assortment list of foreign tricks. We ignoring which informant disinformant this. It looked like we were scoring tricks. Pedophilia and the government endorsing it. Yeah, eugenics is exactly what abortion is. You just vilify those insubordinate. Way to matrix engineer, that's unfortunate. Geopolitically, we in a field. That's for Israel. Wonder is it real? Rappers act as city high, city simple pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up just to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in the field. That's for Israel. Wonder is it real?